What's up guys, I'm just gonna build on from my past videos. This is just gonna be retail functions and webhooks mastery guide. So what are retail functions? Are actions your voice agents can execute during conversations. They bridge the gap between conversation and real world actions, booking appointments, transferring calls, updating databases, or triggering complex workflows. So pre-built actions like call transfer, in-call, press digit, they're all in retail. And then custom functions are webhook calls to your own APIs and services, and then integration functions falls under these sort of custom functions as well, which is just direct connections to calendar APIs and CRMs. And then how functions work: so the user speaks, then the agent or the LLM determines the function to call, and then the API calls to the booking system, and then the agent responds, "Great, booked you for 2 p.m. tomorrow." And yeah, like I said before, these are the built-in retail we've got in call, which allows the agent to end the call. If you don't add this in, then the agent won't have the ability to end the call. Then we got transfer call. So this is if like a human requests to speak to a human line, then the agent will transfer the line back to a human line. And then pressing a digit, you can just set this up so that the agent press digits like on someone's answering machine or something. And then there's a check availability and a book appointment function that you can use through retail, which just allows to book appointments into your Google Calendar through cal.com. And then you got custom webhook, which is your own custom functions to whatever external services you want to use. And then we got webhook events. So yeah, all events your server can receive. There's always 3 events. So that's when a call started, a call's ended, and then the call analyzed. And then when a function is called, then that's another trigger to your webhook as well. Yeah, so you can see call started, fired when a call begins, perfect for logging and initialization. And then call ended, call completion with duration, reason, and summary data. Then we got the function called when agent executes any function, includes parameters and results. Transcript update, real-time conversation transcript as it happens. Call analyzed, post-call analysis with the sentiment, topics, and the outcomes. Here are some best practices. So keep the function responses under 3 seconds. Use descriptive function names and clear parameter descriptions. Always handle errors gracefully with helpful error messages. Return structured data that guides the agent's next response. Test functions thoroughly with edge cases and invalid inputs. Use speak during execution for long-running operations. So by the end of this, you would have mastered built-in function capabilities, webhook event systems, and a custom function integration. Yeah, so to get started, come to Retell AI. Log in or create an account if you don't have one. So once you're in, you just want to create an agent. I click on voice agent and use any sort of single prompt or multi-prompt. I'd recommend using a multi-prompt. But yeah, I'm just going to use this multi-state agent right here, and we'll start with the built-in functions of Retell. So let me delete this. So we've got the end call. So gracefully terminates the conversation when objectives are met. To add the end call function, you come to functions, click on add, click on end call, and just say use this end call when you're sure that when user has expressed they don't need anything else. So yeah, you can put whatever you want for like when you'd want the end call to run, but I just put this in for now. Yeah, and so transfer a call, so route to human agent or other phone numbers with context. So it's not really something that I've used before, but I just click on add, go call transfer, description, transfer the call to a human agent, and then you just want to put your number in. And then so you can use cold transfer or warm transfer. What this basically is just if you want to give the person you're transferring the caller to some context, so probably be better to use warm transfer. This is name, summarize the request with 4% max, highlight any key moments call, and just click on save. And then the next one would be press digit. Not gonna lie, I haven't really played around with that one, so I'm not gonna tell you how to use it. And so I guess that just leaves us with the calendar functions in retail and the custom webhook. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have a video at the end of this video showing you 3 ways to connect your calendar. So if you want to watch that, just go to the end of the video or wherever that is in the timestamp. So I'm just going to show you some custom functions now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to make this an inbound agent. If you didn't watch the multi-state video or you skipped to this in the masterclass, then this is a financial consultant. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make it an inbound agent, but I'll just take you through the prompt just real quick, just in case you didn't watch the other video. So the role is you are Alex, a friendly and professional financial consultant at Dimitri's Finance. You specialize in helping people take control of their financial future through personalized financial planning and investment strategies. You're warm, approachable, and generally care about helping people achieve their financial goals. The goal, having natural conversation to understand their financial situation and needs, and guide qualified prospects to schedule a consultation or nurture those who need more time. Then we just got the dynamic variables, check the context name, the context phone number, the email, and then the current time. And then just got the communication style, which is natural and friendly, warm and professional, solution-oriented, permission-based, and just keep it simple. Then context management, remember the employment status, income level, service interest, and timeline. Don't repeat questions or information already covered. Build on the answers to move forward toward the appropriate next step. In the call script, hey, is this name? Great, I'm Alex from Dimitri's Finance. How's your day going? We reached out because you showed interest in getting help with your finances. Before we start, do you mind if I ask you a few quick questions? And then, are you currently working? What's your approximate monthly income? Are you looking for help with personal finances or business finances? How soon are you looking to get started within the next month? Or are you just exploring your options right now? And then, based on their responses, I'll put them in qualified or nurture. Just got some objections here. And then, before ending the call, always ask if they need anything else. And then just some important notes. Always respond warmly to their mood and energy. Focus on understanding their specific financial challenges. Connect their problems directly to your financials. Use their name throughout the conversation. Be natural and conversational, not scripted. Always ask if there's anything else before ending. When ready to transition, move to appropriate state based on qualification. Never use technical jargon or mention back-end processes. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn this into an inbound. Because I'm lazy, I'm going to get Claude to do it. So say inbound and those callbacks and get info out. Yes, so we've got the updated prompt now. So I think the role's the same, but the goal's different. So handle inbound calls from prospects, returning calls, gather their information using get user info, then guide qualified prospects to schedule a consultation or nurture those who need more time. And then the dynamic variables are the same. And you can just see in the call script it says, hello, thank you for calling Dimitri's Finance. This is Alex speaking. How may I help you today? And then listen for a response. And then they'll probably say that they're returning a call. And then just say, let me check that for you. And then actually what we will do is we'll remove this and we'll just have it say use get user info. So now I'm going to show you how to set up the custom function. So this will be get user info. And what this is doing is going to retrieve the context details. So click on add and let's go custom function and get user info. This function retrieves the caller's information. And so we need to get a URL. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to NAD, create an account or log in if you got one. I recommend the best way is to self-host it. And I got a video on my account if you want to look for that. Once you're in, you just want to create a workflow. And your first step is going to be a webhook. Your method is going to be a post. And just grab your production URL and then come back to this post here and paste it in. And so to get your JSON schema, just come here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back to Claude. This project already knows how to create tools, but for the video I'm going to show you what you would say. So create the function schema for get user info. The thing that's required will phone number. So create the function schema for get user info. The only thing that's required will be the phone number. So and then we'll use this schema as an example. So yeah, created this one. You can see it's nice and simple. It doesn't really have to be complex, at least for this tutorial. So just paste it in here, format the JSON, and then speak during execution. I'm just going to have it say, okay, I'll check that now. Oh, yeah, I'll just save that. And then the next step, what we'll do is we'll go to Airtable and create an account or login. We'll just click on create and we'll just go start from scratch. And I'll just call this base CRM YouTube. So for now, I'm just using Airtable just to show you how you do this. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to change this. We're going to edit this. We'll call this phone and we'll change this to phone number and we'll save that. And then we'll edit this and we'll call this a name. We'll just go single line text, save that. And we'll edit this and we'll go email and this should be email and just save that. And then we'll delete this field and delete this field. So what we'll do now, we'll click on the plus sign and we'll put on a switch for now. Just allows us to filter through what's coming through. So come onto value one, go to expression, and you just want to go JSON body.name and is equal to get user info. What I'll do from here after the switch is I will add in Nodin, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go search records. So I have mine connected, but not that Airtable CRM I just created. And so to connect that, you want to click on your account here, go to Build Hub, and then to create an access token, you want to click on Create New Token. I'm just going to go YouTube Demo, and then your scopes, just add in these record data and comments one, and then to allow access to that base, you want to add that base that you created or the base that you want to have access. So Airtable CRM tutorial, I'm going to click on create token, I'm going to copy that, I'm going to come back to here, I'm going to create new credential, I'm going to paste my access token in here, I'm going to save it. You can see it's successful now, and then what I need to do is just go from list. Nice. And you need to put in schema bases read and put in write as well, and just save the changes. And then yeah, so you can see that the CRM table is in there, so just click on that and then table one. Okay. And now that we have that, what we'll do in here, I'm just going to turn on the workflow for now so that it can all come through. I'm just going to test the LLM so that we can see it go through in time. But what I'll do is I'll take this phone number here and I'll put it as the phone number here. And then in my name, I'll put my name. And then in my email, I'll put my email. And then hello, thank you for returning a call. Okay, automation, let's get executions. Okay, so you can see that I got my name because I had the Airtable thing on as return. But what you actually want to do is put this formula in curly bracket, and you need to go phone and then close it off and put equals and then click expression and then put your phone in between those apostrophes or whatever those are. Make sure that your output fields has the phone name and email. After that, you want to have response. So go to search and go Webhook again and click on respond to Webhook and just put all incoming items. Save that. And then now if we just restart this, we go manual chat. There's Alex speaking. How may I help you? I'm Terry. Cool. okay, I'll just pull up your details so I can assist you better. Then it gets user info returned from the webhooks. You can see it's gone through the Airtable and then response to webhook. It's obviously come through with that same information that is sent back to the agent. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else we need to add in there. Okay, the next function I'm going to show you will be a quote generation function, which I'm going to add in the qualified state. So tools option here. We'll go add, and then we'll click on custom function, and then the custom function will be called generate quote, and then the description, this generates quote for the user so that they know what to expect from firm. And then what we'll do here is we'll take the same URL from the N80 webhook that we had before, come back to the editor, go webhook, grab the production URL, click on it to copy it, and we'll just paste it in here. And then do the same thing to get your schema. I already got mine here, so I'm going to copy it. What you need is the service type and the monthly income. That'll determine the quote. Obviously, for whatever sort of quote or whatever function you need, you can decide what gets sent through. So I just paste that and then format the JSON. We'll just save that. You can put it into both states, but I'm just going to have it in qualified. And then what we need to do now is put it in the prompt. So I'm going to take the prompt here and copy it. I'm going to give it back to Claude. I'm going to say incorporate option into state prompt. You can see that the flow that's fantastic based on what you've told me. Your employment status, looking for help with the service type, and wanting to get started soon. I think we can definitely help you achieve your financial goals. Would you like to schedule a free 30-minute financial consultation with one of our specialists to discuss your specific situation? Then if they agree, perfect. When would work best for you, mornings or afternoons, and then works with them to get that time. And then excellent, you're all set for a day at time. I'll send you a confirmation with all the details. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today. We look forward to having you take control of your financial future. And then just the notes and stuff. And so the updated one is once you work with them to get the time, excellent, you're all set for a day at time. Before we finish, would you like me to generate a quick preliminary quote for our service type services based on your situation? It'll give you an idea of what to expect and help you prepare for our consultation. And then if they want to quote, use generate quote function with their service type, monthly income, and set complexity level to standard as default, the service type and monthly income. And then obviously it tells them based on your income level and service needs, here's what our services typically cost, and then the quote details are returned from the workflow. Yeah, and so what we're going to do here is come back to our workflow here and click on the switch. We're going to add a routing rule. We're going to copy this body name and we're going to put is equal to generate quote. And so we're going to put is equal to generate quotes. So why this is allowed to filter through is because, close this, you see this name here, when it's get user info, that's when it only goes through that channel. But because the other function or the function we just created will be generate quote, it's not going to go down and get user info. It's going to go down generate quote. So yeah, so we'll save that. And then there's a couple ways you can go about this. I'll just show you a simple way. So what we'll do is we'll go AI agent. And so typically what you would do is if you did want a proper quote, you'd have to connections to like a quote generator or something in the finance industry. But I'll just show you a way you can use an AI agent to create it. For this tutorial, go use a chat model, just go OpenAI. And to connect your OpenAI account, you need to go to the OpenAI API platform. You need to log in or create an account when you get here. So, and then what you need to do is go to settings, and then on the left hand side, go to API keys, and then click on create new secret key. And then obviously once you create one, come back to your workflow, come to OpenAI account, click on create new credential, paste your API key in here, and you'll be sweet. I'm just going to use GPT-4o, and then come to this AI agent. I'll just rename it quote generator. There, I want to click on system message. I'm going to come back to Claude. I'm going to copy the system message or the prompt that I just had it create. I'll paste it in there. You can see it's got this output format here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to take this. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to switch on require specific output format. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go structured output parser and paste it in here. I'm going to connect it back, and then now I'm just going to copy this here. I'm going to put this in the prompt, and I'll just flick that onto expression for now. And for the prompt, I'm just going to say generate this person's quote. And then I'll just save that for now. And what we'll do now is we'll come back to the agent and we'll run it through so that we can send through the function to the webhook. So generate call. Okay, let's go right here, sure. Working, yes, great. Thanks for letting me know. And what's your approximate monthly income? If you don't mind me asking, 10,000. Thanks for sharing that you're looking for. Let's go. Business, great. Okay. ASAP, that's fantastic imagery. Based on what you told me, you're currently working, looking for help with business and wanting to get started. I think we can definitely help you. Would you like to schedule free? Yes, mornings and days. That's perfect. It's gone a bit slow. Excellent, you're all set before we finish. So remember we updated it to ask this. So before we finish, would you like me to generate a quick preliminary quote for our business finance services based on your situation? It'll give you an idea of what to expect and help you prepare for our consultation. Yes. So now it should send through all the information to the webhook. So if we go executions, you can see it's running, but it'll probably fail. Yep, so it failed, and we just click on debug in editor and then unpin what's already in there. So as you can see, it went through generate quote because the function name was generate quote. Now what we need to configure is just this right here. So close the call, and then as you can see in the args, the service type here, so put that in, and then the monthly income, put that in as well. You can see the outputs come back through here. So it says that the monthly fee would be $8.99 and the setup fee would be $1.99, and then the total first month would be $1,098, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But if we come back to the agent, just remove what we just said, and then make sure that we save the workflow, and then just say yes again so that it can run the function again. And then you can see that the tool result is right here. And this is what the agent's outputting. So based on your income level and business finance needs, our services typically include a monthly fee of $8.99 with a one-time setup fee of $1.99. So your total for the first month would be $1,098. This covers financial analysis, tax preparation, cash flow management, budget planning, and financial forecasting. We'll go over all the details and tailor everything to your business. During your consultation, you'll receive a confirmation email with all the details, including your quote. Is there anything else I can help you out with before we end the call? So yes, that's a way of creating a quote generation function within your voice agent. I'd imagine that there's some different sort of measures you need to take to create those quotes. I know that you need like certain sort of APIs to different platforms that only like firms and stuff have access to, but that's just a way you can create a quote for any sort of business anyways. And then so come back and we'll go to post-quote analysis, click on add summary, and then for the description we'll go a detailed summary of the user and their needs, 6 sentences maximum, mention any key moments of the call and any information that could be helpful, and we'll just click on save. Okay, and now we'll talk about the events. So if you remember this, the webhook events. So there's 3 events when in a webhook will always get sent to N8N, and that's the call started, the call ended, and the call analyzed. What the hell is going on? So what we need to do now for the webhooks to get sent whenever a call started, ended, or analyzed, we need to put our N8N webhook into here. So it can be a different workflow to this, but I'll just use it in the same workflow. We do the same thing here. We go to the webhook, copy the webhook, and paste that in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to test audio. I'm going to click on test. So what you'll see here is that a webhook will come through.
Hello, thank you for calling Demetrius Finance. This is Alex speaking. How may I help? Hi, Demetri Higgins. Thanks for calling back. How's your day going?
Okay. And so this first one will be call started, and it's an event. So the event is call started, and then the other one that came through will just be the function that we created, the get user info. And so what we'll do here is we'll take the call started and we'll copy it to the editor, unpin it, and then create a new routing rule. What we'll do is we'll just put this at the top, grab this item right here, the event, and then put is equal to call. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here, but we'll save that. And we don't actually need it, but what I'm going to do, probably the best thing to do is to just always have it analyzed. Call. So you remember I tested the call and then I ended it. And so if we come back to the executions, this one right here will be call ended. So you come here, you can see that the event is call ended. And then the very last one will be call analyzed. And then what we need to do now is close all of these, the transcripts, and then you can see it's got the call summary and the custom analysis data. So the call summary for that one is the agent Alex greeted the user Demetri Higgins and asked about his day after confirming his details. The call appears to be in the early stages with no specific issues or requests mentioned yet. Okay, and so we'll copy that to the editor. So unpin what was in there. What's going on here? Sorry if this is like hurting some of you guys' eyes or something, but now we'll just change the started to analyzed. Obviously, if you have something going through for the call started, then leave it in and add another routing rule for analyzed and ended, or whatever you need. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move it back down to the bottom, and I'll just actually do this. Just for the tutorial, I'll show you a more advanced way you can send an end of call report. You can sort of have suggestions as well in there. But what we'll do is add another AI agent. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just duplicate this, connect this up here. And what I'll do here is I will rename this to end of call report and suggestion generator, and then come to here and come to your system message, and I just had Claude create another prompt for me or system message for me, and all we need to put in here is come back to the webhook, close these headers, and then just map it out again. So name and employment status. We don't even need all of this anyways. You can just grab the transcript. So this is the whole transcript, and if we just delete all of this and we put the transcript in, and just go here, and then we can see in the analysis report, and then just map out everything that needs to be mapped out. Yeah, so it's got the whole transcript, and then as I'm just going to execute the step for now. Well, I've still got the same structured output parser connected, so I'm going to switch that off for the output parser, what I'm going to put is I'm just going to put subject, this in, common, go message, and close it off. And so I will turn the output parser on again and save this. So from there, what I need to do again is I need to run through the agent call again. So I'll save this. Okay, let's test it.
Hello, thank you for calling Demetry's Finance. This is Alex speaking. How may I help you today?
Hey Alex, I'm just returning the call.
Okay, let me just pull up your details so I can better assist you. Hi, Demetry. Thanks for calling back. How's your day going?
That's all good.
Glad to hear it. I see you showed interest in getting help with your finances. Before we start, do you mind if I ask you a few quick questions to better understand your situation? Thank you, Demetry. First off, are you currently working?
Yes.
Great, thanks for letting me know. And what's your approximate monthly income, if you don't mind me asking?
So probably like $7,000.
Take your time. Thanks for sharing that, Demetry.
$7,000.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying, Demetry. Are you looking for help with personal finances or business finances?
Probably personal.
Thanks, Demetry. And how soon are you looking to get started within the next month? Or are you just exploring your options right now?
Probably like tap.
That's fantastic, Demetry. Based on what you've told me, you're working, looking for help with personal finances, and wanting to get started soon, I think we can definitely help you achieve your financial goals. Would you like to schedule a free 30-minute financial consultation with one of our specialists to discuss your specific situation? Perfect. When would work best for you, mornings or afternoons? And do you prefer weekdays or weekends?
Mornings and weekdays would be good.
Great choice, Demetry. Let me check our calendar for you. We have an opening this Thursday at 10 a.m. or next Monday at 9:30 a.m. both in the morning on weekdays. How would either of those work for you?
Thursday at 10 would be good.
Excellent. You're all set for Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Auckland time. Before we finish, would you like me to generate a quick preliminary quote for our personal finance services based on your situation? It'll give you an idea of what to expect and help you prepare for our consultation.
Sure.
Based on your income level and service needs, here's what our personal finance services typically cost. There is a $199 setup fee, and the monthly fee is $499. That covers things like budget management, saving strategy, debt reduction, retirement planning, and investment advice. So your total for the first month will be $698. We'll go over all the details and tailor everything to your needs during your consultation. You'll receive a confirmation shortly with all the details, including your quote. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today, Demetry. We look forward to helping you take control of your financial future. Is there anything else I can help you out with before we end the call?
That's it.
Thank you, Demetry. Have a fantastic day, and we look forward to speaking with you on Thursday at 10 a.m. Take care.
Okay, and then if we come back to the workflow, the call analyzed should be running through, air it out, but that's all good. Debug it in the editor. We come here, well, the prompt's not right, and what we need to do is change the prompt to write the end of call report for caller and include suggestion your message will pass along to team finance. And yeah, and so what we'll do, we'll execute that step again, and then our next step would be to send an email. So add a Gmail node in and just go to and send a message. And for now, I'm just going to send it to myself, and the subject would be the subject, and then we'll leave it in HTML because you can see that the message is in HTML, but you can put it in text or HTML. And then what we'll do here is we'll just execute the step. Okay, like a reason encryption key, Gmail account. Let's get back to the first one. Okay, edit this. So what I need to do is reconnect my Google Cloud credentials. So if you want to know how to do that, I got a video on that. Let's go back to, and then, so I just connected it, and then you just want to click on execute step. So I'll check my email. I can see it's just come through. So core analysis report. Oh, well, it's meant to come through in HTML, but it's not even converting it properly. What I'm going to tell it to do is to prompt it neatly. Right at the end of the core report and include the suggestion. Write message and normal text so that the console can read it. Okay, let's execute the step. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take the message from here, and I'm going to come back to Claude. I'm going to say create an output parser format from this email so that the email can look better. Yeah, so you can see I used a lot of Claude. Yeah, you don't need all this coding knowledge or anything. Yeah, so it's created that, so I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to come back to this output parser, and I'm just going to paste it in. Then I'm going to execute the step again. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to make the model stronger. So I'm going to put it on 4.1. And what it should do is create the email a little bit better. Okay, yeah, and you can see that the email's been created a little bit more cleaner. Subject, and then yeah, subject and subject, message and message. Need to put it into text, and then just execute the step. It's a little bit better. And just save your workflow. I'll just name this YouTube function creation tutorial. Those are just some good functions that I thought of to create. And yeah, so I'm just editing the video. I forgot to show you how to create knowledge bases in Retell. Yeah, so once you're in Retell, so there's a few ways that you can add a knowledge base into your agent. This one is integrated with your agent. You'll see, but you click on knowledge base on this left hand side. So click on this plus sign. So yeah, name it whatever you want. And then for documents, you can add your website, files, or you can just add text. So if you have a website, so I'm gonna put my website in and save it, and so the website only has one page on it, and so there's only one return, because if we search up the website, it's only one page. But if you had more, obviously more would show up. And then this is a good feature about Retell, is that if you have auto add future page, then that means whenever the website gets updated, your knowledge base will be updated as well. So we can just save that. And then let's say we wanted to add in a file, so just click on upload file. And then I've got a dummy knowledge base here, so I'm just going to click on it, and then you can see that document is a knowledge base now. The last option would be text, so let's go add text. And the file name, let's go text knowledge base, and let's go to the third option is tutorial. And obviously put your actual knowledge base in there. Like, you don't have to upload the file, you can just put the text in here and then just save it. And then obviously once you got all your knowledge bases you want to add in, you just save it. Okay, and then show you how to use it. I'm just gonna create a voice agent, and it's gonna be a single prompt. I'm just gonna create it, and I'm just gonna call you single prompt knowledge base tutorial, and then let's just go roll you my demonstration agent for my YouTube video people how to use knowledge bases. And then task, you probably don't have to add all this. Use the provided knowledge base to answer questions. And then here, so if you click on knowledge base here, there will be no knowledge base, so you need to click on add, and you need to click on knowledge base YouTube tutorial, or whatever your knowledge base is called. You might need to wait a little before it can load. Okay, and so click on test LLM. Let's go, what's your gym called? And then our gym is called Peak Performance Fitness, because if you remember, we put the Peak Performance Fitness dummy knowledge base in there. Let's go, what's the third option is to use knowledge base called text knowledge base to answer questions. This means I'll pull answers directly from the information stored in that knowledge base. And then for the first one, what's your AI agency called? Our AI agency is called Beta Solutions. So you can see it's pretty good. Obviously a 41 token prompt, it's got one job and it should be pretty good, which it is. And then the second way I'll show you is through a custom function. So on functions, go click on custom function, and we'll just name it knowledge base. I'll come back to this function creation tutorial that I showed you guys just before. What we'll do, we'll take the same webhook. I had Claude create the schema, so I'll just paste that in, and I'll just add some description in here. Use this ever the user asks, and FAQ uses an objection. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing to do as well, is put all your objections in your knowledge base so that it doesn't add to your prompt, or that's what I do at least. And so just go ahead and save that. And now what we'll do is we'll delete this knowledge base that's already in Retell, and the task, let's say run knowledge base to answer the user's questions. And I've already had Claude, and I got Claude to make a knowledge base for a pet store. So what we need to do now is come back to N8, click on plus, and you can add an AI agent and put define below, and then put the chat model as whatever you want. For the purpose of this demo, I'll use OpenRouter, and we'll use Gemini because you can have a lot of tokens in there. And if you don't know how to connect your OpenRouter account, or you don't have one, then search up openrouter.ai, and then obviously you create an account, and then come to credits, and I've only got 64 cents, but you're gonna need like $5, I think. See, look, I put $5 in 4 months ago, and I only have 64 cents now, but that's pretty good. And I only used a lot of it when I created a image generation video. But yeah, once you add your money in, come to API keys on the left and click on create API key, and just name it whatever, and then click on create, and then grab your key, come to OpenRouter, and then just chuck it in, click save, and it should be connected. Refresh this, there we go, it's connected now. Come back to the AI agent, and then you want to click on add option. You want to go system message, and then this is where you're going to want to put the knowledge base. So I'm just going to come back to Claude, I'm going to copy this, I'm just going to paste it in, and then you can put a memory in. Just put a simple memory and click on define below, and what you're going to put for the key, you're going to put call ID as the key. So we'll just connect the webhook straight to the AI agent, and you put your call ID straight here, and then you can choose how long you want your context to be. But yeah, let's disconnect that, and then let's connect this back to the responsive webhook node and just save it. Okay, and then let's refresh this. Let's go manual chat. Hey, what's your pet store called? And then you can see it said our pet store is called Paws and Claws Pet Store. If you have any more questions about it, feel free to ask. So it called the knowledge, it went to the webhook, and then that's what came back. Okay, and then it said, okay, I'm ready, please ask your question about Paws and Claws. And then the AI, the voice agent, took Paws and Claws Pet Store and said that was the name, which is correct. But I forgot to add one thing into the agent, and so come back to the executions, grab the last workflow, so that will be the knowledge base. So let's copy that today, and then click on AI agent, and then answer the user's question, close this call, and then grab the arg, and then grab the question. So you can see here the prompt that the AI agent is getting is, what is your pet store called? So if we execute that step, it's going to say my pet store is called Paws and Claws Pet Store. So just save that, and then, okay, let's go. What your store hours, pricing, and services. Yeah, so you can see that the built-in one was a little bit faster. Okay, so here's the information. So you can see that it sent 3 different questions, which is probably why it took a while. Obviously you can fix that up, but this is what it returned. So here's the information for Paws and Claws Pet Store. Store hours Monday to Friday 9 AM to 8 PM. And then Saturday 9 to 7, Sunday 10 to 6. And closed on major holidays. And then pricing, dog food, and then per can, cat food, small animal supplies, fish and aquarium supplies. So obviously you do some training and some refining with this because you probably don't want your voice agent spitting out information like this. But yeah, that's 2 ways you can add in your knowledge base. What's up guys, I'm just going to show you 3 ways you can connect your calendar to your voice agent. So the first one is going to be cal.com. It's meant to be one of the easier ways to connect it, but to be honest, I don't really trust it, and it's not really something that I use, but I'll just show you how to set it up anyways. The second one will be the Google Calendar API, and the third one is going to be connecting it to GoHighLevel. So in your prompt, make sure you have something that states the time. For me, I'm running this function called Get New Zealand Time before I set any booking function. But another way you can do it is just do convert current time to Pacific / Auckland. And yes, and make sure that you specified your functions in the prompt and that you've specified it in the script. So you usually want to put it after you ask the user when they want to book an appointment. So for me, it's what day and time suits you best, and then it calls check calendar availability, and then after the user confirms, it books the appointment. These functions, they get New Zealand time, so all it is just a webhook to an N8N workflow. Here it is. So it's a webhook, so the webhook is a post, and using respond to webhook node, and then it gets the date and time. So the operation is get current date and include current time. And if you want to put the time zone in here, you can, but the easiest way for me, I mean, it's the same thing, is just to put the time zone in the actual workflow, in the workflow for the settings, and then it just returns the time back to the agent. So to connect your check calendar availability and your book appointment, you just need to add and click on check calendar availability. So go to cal.com. Once you're in cal.com, you should see a screen like this. Create an event, or just use one of these. I'm just going to use this one right here, 15-minute meeting. Once you've done all the settings, the availability, the limits, the advanced section, yeah, so once it's done, save it, and then get your event ID up on this in the URL. So it's just after the slash and before the question mark. So copy that and then paste it in your event ID, and then go to your settings. So once you're in your settings, come to API keys underneath developer and just add a API key. I'm just going to call this a demo. I'm just going to save that. I'm going to copy the API key, and I'm just going to paste it in here, and then make sure you put your time zone in. I'm going to go and put it in again, and I'm just going to save that. And then for the book appointment, it's just the same thing. So put your API key in and get your event ID again, and then save it. Now we'll do the Google Calendar function. So like I said before, make sure that it's in your prompt and when to run. So it's just the same as before, and I've still got that same getting the time. So for checking availability, so I've just got it setting the start date, and then these include free slots as if the requested time isn't available. And so create a schema like this. Just get ChatGPT or Claude to create a schema for you like this. Use the example here, and then come to N8N, create a webhook. The method is going to be a post, and you're going to use responding to webhook node. Get your production URL, and just put it in here, and format the JSON, and then save it. And then for the book appointment, all I've got it setting is just the start date. That's all we need, and it's the same workflow, so just use the same webhook from here, and just paste it in there. As for the workflow, once you got your webhook, add in your router, get your name here. So you got to put the JSON name here, and you need to put the string as equal to check availability, and then add another routing rule, and then put the same name in there but as equal to book application, so that just filters it. Let's do this route first. So I'll add a date node, click add to a date. From here you want to use this start date right here, a date to add to, and then because the duration of the event is going to be 30 minutes, I'm adding 30 and then minutes, and then output field name is just going to be in date. So send this through to the agent, and then the prompt is just the requested time as the start date to the end date that I just created here, and the system message is just simple. You are a appointment management agent that checks the availability of the requested time and books appointments. The time is currently now. The duration of the appointment is 30 minutes. Task, use check availability to check if requested slot is available. If the requested slot isn't available, use free slots to provide relevant slot suggestions that are available. And the chat model I'm using is just Claude 3.7 through OpenRouter. And then check availability is just a tool. You go calendar, and then you go resources calendar, and you click on availability. I have to run it through the agent so that it can come through in the notes. Once it's come through in the notes, use your start time from the router and just put it in here as start time, and then the time that you just created when you added 30 minutes to the start date, use that as the end date. For the free slots, the resource is going to be event and the operation is going to be get many. Usually good to put now, because after doesn't mean it's like it's backwards to after and before. Now means you're like checking for times after now, and then before is like before like the cutoff date of the free slots that you're searching for. So just put something like this now plus 1 week or 2 weeks, or however long you want to put in there. Yeah, so that's good. And make sure that whatever you're specifying the functions as in the prompt, that you have that name for the node as well. So up here, if you have it as availability in the prompt of the workflow, make sure that you have it as availability in here as well. And then for the booking, so like before, so we've already added our condition here. The name is equal to book app. So now it goes down this other route, and I'm just using the same Claude 3.7 through OpenRouter. And the prompt I've got here is just the start time for the booking. Simple. The system message is simple as well. So you are an appointment management agent that books appointments. The time is currently now. Use book appointment to book the appointment. Duration will be 30 minutes. Come up with a title. You don't really need to add that in. I think because I got it in the prompt, I'll add it in just to show you what it might look like. Yeah, and so for the summary, so the summary is the title of the event. So like I said before, I'll just add it in to show you. So it's alright if it's red at the moment, just because the system hasn't recognized it yet. We'll send this through now. So it looks like this is the one it just booked. So it said scheduled appointment. Let me go book appointment. Summary, yeah, the summary was scheduled appointment. So that's what the AI put it as. So we'll just test it on here. The problem in here is the start date is sending, so I'm just going to add in the time zone plus 12 and save that. And I'm just going to retry it now. Yep, so it worked. So if we check the executions, so this is the time that we sent through, 10 a.m. for tomorrow, and then it added 30 minutes, and then it checked for their time slot. It was available. I don't know why it's not showing up here, but yeah, the time slot was available, and so it didn't use free slots, and then it returned to the webhook. And then the next execution went through book appointment for 10 a.m. and you can see here it got booked. Went through book appointment, used the start date, and then I just got it configured to have the AI create the end of the event time, to also have the AI create the summary. So the summary was regular appointment, so that's the title. And then it just returned to the webhook. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the GoHighLevel calendar integration. So I've got the same schemas for both check availability and booking appointment, but the only difference is for book appointment, you have to send through the start date and the contact ID. And the check availability is just the same from the Google Calendar schema. So this is the workflow for GoHighLevel. So it's still got the same switch from before, but what we're actually doing is the start date is we need to convert it to Unix. At 1 p.m. Yep, so this one's come through. Yep, so once again, goes through the filter. To use the same filter, so the name, put it in both, and put your function names as the value, comes through here, and it takes the start date. You can put it from your router or your webhook, but you take your start date here, You put it in here, you format it into Unix milliseconds timestamp, and then you can put whatever field name you want it to output as, but I just put as start date. And then the next node will be date and time. So this will be adding the duration of the appointment to the time. So the start date, add 1800 seconds. So that's, you probably don't have to do this, you can just do minutes. You can just do add 30 minutes. But I just added 1800 seconds, and then I output the field name as end date 861, because this is the 8061 time format. Remember, I requested for 1 o'clock, and then the end date for here is 1:30. But because we need it in Unix, so I'm gonna convert that end date to Unix as well. So add another format date node, and then convert it to Unix, and then end date. Put the field name as end date Unix. For the AI agent, I've got a simple prompt again. So I just got start date and end date. So this is the start date here for the Unix timestamp, and then the end date in Unix as well. For the system message, I've just got role your appointment management agent that checks the availability of the requested time and books appointments. The time is currently now. Use check availability to check if the requested slot is available. If slots aren't available, provide relevant slot suggestions that are available. Yeah, so once again, I think I've just got Claude through here as well. And then check availability. So to get your GoHighLevel information like this, so this will be your calendar ID. So go to your GoHighLevel. So you go to your GoHighLevel, come to your settings and go to calendar. And then this is my calendar ID right here. And I just put it in here in the get URL. So the method's going to be a get, and then for your parameters, so you're going to have 2 parameters. So it's going to be start date and end date. Put the name as start date, and then put your Unix start date timestamp here. So from mapping, put your start date in here, and then put your end date and end date here. For your headers, you're going to want to click on send headers, put using fields below, and then you're going to have 3 headers that you're sending. So the first one is going to be the name is going to be accept, and the value is going to be application/JSON. The second one is going to be your authorization. So it's going to be authorization, and then the value is going to be bearer space or private integration token. So to create that, come back to your GoHighLevel and just go to private integrations in your settings, create a new integration, and just put in whatever. Next, and then scopes, add what you need, or just add all of them, and then create it and copy it, put it in after your bearer. And the last header you're sending over is just going to be version, and then the value is going to be 2021-04-15. That is at the time of this video. And then I just got a output parser, so require specific output format, and I've just got it sending if the slot was available. So the requested time slot from Wednesday, May the 7th is available and can be booked, and then other time slots. And so yeah, return that to the webhook because it was available. So now we're gonna confirm that was the address. So I've just got contact ID up here, so I've just got it as a variable in here just for the sake of the function. And then when it's booking the app, it's sending through that start date that we confirmed and the contact ID. When we come to the webhook, because the function is book app now, it's going to go through book app. And then the agent, I've just got a simple prompt again. So the start date is the start date. So for the booking appointment in GoHighLevel, it doesn't have to be in Unix. It's weird, but that's just the way it is. I just got it sending through in ISO 8061 format. So that's just the prompt. And then the role is just your appointment management agent. It should just be that books appointments. That books appointments. The time is currently now. Use book app to book the appointment. The duration of the appointment is 30 minutes. Open router, I've still got Claude on here. And book appointment. This will be the URL. The headers we're going to send. First one is going to be accept, and then the value is going to be application/JSON. The second one is going to be authorization, and then the value is going to be bearer space, and then your private integration token. And the third one is going to be version, and the value is going to be 2021-04-15. And then when you send body, it's going to be content type is going to be JSON using fields below. And so this is all you have to send. So just send your calendar ID, which we got before, and then your location ID. So to get your location ID, you need to come back to your GoHighLevel, go to your business profile, and then your location ID will just be up here. Like I said, I had this hard-coded, but in your workflow, you just want to have it as contact IDs, and then the start time is just the start time from the webhook, and then the end time is from AI. That's why we put that the duration is 30 minutes so that the AI can add 30 minutes to that time. And then it just returns the response to the webhook. So if we come to our GoHighLevel calendar, it'll be there at 1 o'clock. Those are just some good functions that I thought of to create. If you found the video helpful or like the video, comment something else or some other functions you might want to see in a voice agent. I'm going to be posting more videos like this, so subscribe if you want to see some more.